Navigating airport security with medications can be complicated, and being unprepared may lead to your essentials being taken away. In today's video, we'll cover the top 10 tips for packing your medication the right way and major mistakes to avoid so you can head through airport security with confidence. The first tip for traveling with medications is that you should always pack them in your personal item bag. You can travel with your medication in both carry-on and checked baggage, but it's recommended that you pack your essential medications in your carry-on baggage, specifically in your personal item bag that fits under the plane seat in front of you. This ensures you'll have easy access to your medications at any time. If your carry-on suitcase needs to be checked as you board your flight due to space limitations, you may not have access to it until you arrive at your final destination. There's also a chance that it may be delayed or lost along with your checked suitcase. By keeping your prescription and other essential medications in your personal item bag, you eliminate the risk of being without them when you need them most. For prescription medications, it's important to keep them in their original packaging with the original labels attached. You can bring your medication in pill or solid form in unlimited amounts as long as it's screened. Do not combine multiple prescription pills into one container. This is not the time to save space. It would also be a big mistake to decant liquid prescriptions, like prescribed creams, into your own travel size container. The name on the prescription should additionally match the name on travel documents and identification like your passport. This is especially important for international travel, as foreign customs officers may require proof that the medication is prescribed to you. Non-prescription, but necessary over-the-counter medications, or medically required items like breast milk, infant formula, and even things like a juice box for diabetics should also be well labeled, as doing so may save you from additional questioning, especially if it's a liquid that would typically be subject to the airport security liquid rules. Just be sure to follow this next tip and use a separate bag to pack all of your over-the-counter and your prescription medications, as well as any other medically necessary substances. Prescription medications, medical supplies, and essentials like breast milk and infant formula are not subject to the same strict liquid rules as other liquids like shampoo or sunscreen would be when going through airport security. Other common things that could be deemed medically necessary include contact lens solution, cough syrup, or even gel capsules like Advil liquid gels that are also not going to be subject to the liquid restrictions, and you are allowed to carry these items in container sizes that are greater than 100 milliliters or 3.4 ounces. Prescription and over-the-counter liquid medications don't need to be placed in your liquids bag, but they will be subject to an additional screening, which may include opening the container. To facilitate this, it's wise to pack all of your medications in a single, separate, clear Ziploc bag or reusable clear case. This helps you keep all of your medications together, so you can quickly pull them out and place them directly into the gray screening bin to present to a security officer. You can also take ice packs through airport security if they are being used to keep your medications cool. However, they do need to be declared and screened separately as well, since the gel inside is considered a liquid of unspecified amount. By keeping your items labeled and organized in a separate bag for screening, you can often avoid setting off alarms and reduce the likelihood of needing a full bag search. Be sure to let an airport security agent know if you are carrying any liquid medications, as well as any medical devices that you may be carrying in your baggage or on your body or even in your body. If you have an internal device like a pacemaker, inform the officer as soon as possible, as you should not be going through the metal detector. For external devices on your body, such as an insulin pump, you will want to tell the officer as well, as these might set off the alarm as you go through the body scanner. You will not need to remove any external devices, but if an alarm does go off, you may need a quick pat-down to verify the device and its location on your body. When it's your turn for the security screening, you must also tell the officer that you have medically necessary liquids in a separate bag or clear case, and then proceed to place them in the screening bin. If these liquids were instead randomly packed in your personal item or carry-on suitcase, they'll likely trigger an alarm as they go through the scanner, which would lead to a full screening of your belongings. That is something you definitely do not want if you can avoid it, as it can be a very lengthy process, which is stressful when you have a flight to catch. Even if you're not in a huge rush to catch your flight, it can still be very frustrating to have your bags searched. All that effort that you put into strategically packing often gets undone as you get your items back in a massive mess, which you need to repack before leaving the security area. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on another travel tip, and also it's a free way to support the channel, so I very much appreciate it. Thank you. We've talked a lot about pills and liquids, but don't forget that powders are also regulated at TSA security. Powders that are over 12 ounces or 350 milliliters need to go in a separate bin for X-ray screening. This includes items like baby powder, protein powder, cosmetics, coffee, spices, and even drink mixes. Medically necessary powders, such as baby formula, are typically exempt from amount restrictions, but they should still be declared to TSA officers just like all of your other medically necessary items. To avoid delays, you can also consider packing over-the-counter liquids and powders like protein powder or baby powder in your checked bag, since there is no powder or liquid quantity restriction in checked baggage, and these items would be less critical if your checked bag was lost or delayed. It's good to know that you can pack over-the-counter medications anywhere in your carry-on, your personal item, or even in your checked luggage. If you deem any over-the-counter medication to be essential or difficult to replace, keep them in your personal item bag so you always have access. They do not require special screening unless they are in liquid form. If an over-the-counter medicine that's in liquid form is in a container size of 3.4 ounces or smaller, you can also pack these in your liquids bag along with things like sunscreen and shampoo. And unlike prescription medication that would be a big mistake to take out of its original packaging, I do like to take things like my allergy pills and my daily vitamins and put them in a pill container for travel. The one that I have here is from Amazon, and it can take up a decent amount of space. However, I still find it more convenient to pack a pill container like this as opposed to packing all of the different vitamins in different bottles or mixing all of my vitamins into a single bottle. You can also tape a label on the back with what each pill inside each carton is. Sometimes when you are overtired, flustered, and then also stopped at security, and an officer asks you about your pills, you may have a brain fart and then you can't remember simple things like evening primrose oil or omega-3 and vitamin D. Simple things are not always so simple when the jet lag kicks in. Or maybe that's just me. When packing medications, it would be a big mistake to not research regulations of the country you are traveling to or transiting through en route to your final destination. Popular tourist destinations like Thailand and Indonesia often have flights that transit through Japan and Singapore. You'll want to make sure that your medications are legal both in your destination of Thailand and Indonesia, as well as in the transit countries mentioned like Japan and Singapore. For example, common over-the-counter medications like Sudafed and Vicks are illegal in Japan and Mexico. Prescription medications such as Ritalin and Adderall are strictly prohibited in Japan, and similarly, Ambien is highly illegal in Singapore. Always check the official TSA website and websites of your destination and transit countries for up-to-date information on medication regulations. You also definitely want to do your research before traveling with any cannabis products, even if it is prescribed. Different countries have strict and varying drug laws, and carrying cannabis across international borders is always going to be risky. Traveling with medical marijuana in the USA on a domestic flight can also be complicated due to the differing state and federal laws. Marijuana remains illegal under federal law except for products that contain no more than 0.3% THC. So even if you have a medical marijuana card and you are traveling from one state where medical marijuana is legal to another state where it is also legal, be aware that federal regulations still apply at airports and you are not supposed to fly with it. And while traveling across state lines with cannabis remains federally illegal, TSA agents are primarily focused on security threats and they are not actively searching for marijuana. However, if they do happen to find it by chance, such as if a liquid in your bag set off an alarm and they happen to stumble across the marijuana, they are obligated to report it to local authorities. Depending on the state laws, this may or may not be a problem. In some countries where cannabis products are legal under federal law, like Canada, you can domestically fly with marijuana with or without a prescription if it's within the legal limit. You'll still want to be cautious, as unforeseen situations may require a domestic flight to divert to another country, such as to a U.S. airport, where arriving with possession of cannabis might not be legal. Speaking of unexpected circumstances, it is wise to prepare for a potentially longer trip than you may have originally planned for. Pack a few extra doses of your medication in case of travel delays or if your trip gets extended unexpectedly. Before travel, it's also a good idea to check online to see if your prescription is available in your destination country in case you did need to refill or replace it. You might be surprised to find that some common U.S. prescriptions, like the birth control pill, can be difficult or even impossible to get while abroad. It's a smart move to carry a digital copy and a printed list of all medications, including their generic name, dosage, and the prescribing doctor's contact information. This can be helpful if you end up losing your prescription bottle and you need to have it filled abroad, or even if you just have questions from airport security officers. It's also good to know that there are plenty of resources available that can help you navigate traveling with medications. TSA Cares is a helpline that provides travelers with disabilities and medical conditions assistance through the security screening process. I'll leave the information in the video description, and just be sure to contact them at least 72 hours before your flight's departure. You can also reach out to TSA directly via social media or their website for specific inquiries about traveling with medications via the Ask TSA feature. You may also want to consider enrolling in TSA PreCheck if you are eligible and frequently traveling with medications or medical devices. These programs often give you easier access to a security agent if you do have questions or medical items that you need to declare. In addition to doing your research, it's always going to be a good idea when traveling with medications to arrive at the airport early and give yourself some extra time. This is especially important if you have multiple medications or medical devices that need to be checked. Security screening processes can vary by airport, by state, by country, and even by the day that you happen to be traveling on. So even if you are prepared and understand the regulations, the experience that you have traveling with medication and going through airport security is going to depend on the specific officer conducting your screening. The officer may ask additional questions, or there may be some extra screenings of your medications, even if this has not happened in the past. I'll put a video up on the screen now for you to watch next with essential tips and easy hacks for getting through TSA airport security as quickly and painlessly as possible. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to join Ollie and I back here for more travel tips and hacks every single week. Until then, safe travels, and I'll see you in that next video soon. Bye.